In the quiet village of Bellwood, there was a small clock shop hidden between two ancient trees. Inside lived a curious 10-year-old boy named Leo. Leo loved fixing broken things, but the most mysterious object in the shop was an enormous golden clock that had not moved for 100 years. His grandfather always warned him, "Some clocks don't measure hours. They protect moments." Leo wondered what that meant. One stormy night, lightning flashed across the sky. Leo heard a strange sound coming from the old clock. Tick, tick, tick. The clock's hands began moving for the first time in a century. At exactly midnight, the clock stopped, and so did everything else. The rain froze in the air. The birds stopped flying. The entire village became completely still. Only Leo could move. Leo stepped outside in disbelief. The village was frozen like a painting. A falling leaf hung in the air. A dog stood frozen mid-run. People were trapped in their final moments. Then Leo noticed something strange. A tiny glowing figure appeared beside the clock tower. "You're the only one who can fix this," the figure whispered. The glowing figure introduced herself as Mira, the timekeeper. "Long ago, this clock was created to protect the village," she explained. "But someone tried to steal its power. The clock stopped time to prevent disaster." Leo asked, "How do we restart it?" Mira pointed toward 3 missing pieces hidden across the village. "The clock heart cannot beat without them." Leo's first journey led him to the abandoned schoolhouse. Inside, he found a silver gear hidden beneath an old desk, but the gear was protected by a magical memory. It showed Leo every happy moment he had shared with his grandfather. A voice whispered, "Time is not about how long we live. It is about the moments we treasure." Leo smiled and collected the gear. The second gear was hidden deep inside a dark cave beneath the village. Leo was afraid. The cave walls shook. Strange shadows moved around him. But he remembered that courage didn't mean having no fear. It meant moving forward anyway. Leo walked into the darkness and found the golden gear waiting for him. The final piece was the hardest to find. It was hidden inside the frozen heart of the village fountain. Leo discovered that the last gear was guarded by a shadow creature. But instead of fighting, Leo asked, "Why are you keeping it?" The creature answered, "Because nobody remembered me." Leo reached out his hand. "Then we won't forget you anymore." The shadow transformed into a gentle spirit. Leo returned to the clock tower and placed the 3 gears inside the golden clock. The clock heart began to glow. Boom! 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 The sound echoed through the village. The rain began falling again. Birds flew. People moved. Time had returned. Everyone wondered what happened. Leo simply smiled. Some mysteries are meant to be protected. Years later, Leo became the new keeper of the magical clock. He repaired broken watches, helped people remember important moments, and protected the secret hidden inside the tower. Because he learned something important, time is not valuable because it passes. Time is valuable because of the memories we create. Many years had passed since Leo became the keeper of the magical clock. The village of Bellwood was peaceful, and the golden clock continued to protect every precious moment. But one evening, while cleaning the ancient gears, Leo noticed something unusual. A tiny symbol appeared behind the clock's hands. It was a door that had never been there before. Leo whispered, "What secrets are you hiding?" The clock answered with a quiet tick. Leo opened the tiny door. A powerful wave of golden light surrounded him. Suddenly, he was no longer inside the clock tower. He stood in a strange world where moments floated like bubbles. A child laughing, a flower blooming, a grandfather's hug. Every memory from every person in Bellwood existed there. Mira, the timekeeper, appeared beside him. "Welcome to the heart of time," she said. Mira looked worried. The clock heart is weakening." Leo looked around. "Why?" She pointed toward a dark crack spreading across the sky. "A forgotten moment has been damaged. When people stop remembering something important, time itself begins to break." Leo asked, "Which memory is it?" Mira whispered, "The first promise ever made in Bellwood." Leo followed the fading memory through the world of time. He saw the village hundreds of years earlier. The first villagers had made a promise. No one in Bellwood would ever be forgotten. But over generations, people forgot the meaning behind those words. The lost promise began disappearing. Inside the fading memory, Leo discovered a young boy sitting alone. The boy was the first child of Bellwood. His name was Elias. Long ago, everyone promised to remember him because he helped build the first clock. But time passed, and his story vanished. Leo knelt beside him. "You were never forgotten," Leo said. "Your kindness is the reason this village exists." Leo brought Elias's memory back to the clock heart. The crack in time began closing. Across Bellwood, people suddenly remembered old stories passed down from their ancestors. They gathered beneath the clock tower. They told stories. They shared memories. And they promised again, no one who brings kindness to the world will ever be forgotten. Mira smiled at Leo. "You repaired more than a clock. You repaired a memory." The golden clock began glowing brighter than ever. But then Leo noticed something. A small child from the village was standing near the tower, staring at the magical gears with curiosity. Leo smiled. He remembered himself many years ago. Perhaps it was time for a new keeper